Hey, welcome to another video I'm doing on X4 tonight. And I probably won't be talking too much here, as people going to sleep here soon and trying not to be rude. But I did get to the point where I was contacted. It'll show up. I thought I'd need a really high rep. You just need to get over to 0 with the Terrans, and then you can do that.
Defense Station.
So now I can actually do that mission, which is pretty cool. It's a really, really good mission. So Defender's Assault, it starts a long question, which I'm going to go ahead and accept right now. Oh, here we go.
Another foreign recruit for the defense effort. I'm assigning you a support for Cadet Shinema. From now on, you act under the mandate of Earth. Follow orders, and High Command will look upon you favorably.
Okay, so yeah, so it started it off. That's kind of cool. Definitely, if I got the right ship for it, I'm in the Cutlass, I believe. Is that what this is? Oh, Dachi. My apologies. Yeah. Cutlass being the fighter-like version of the Adachi. I don't know how else to put it. This thing's pretty crazy. I don't know what to make of it yet. It's really fast, very nimble. It reminds me of like a prototype kind of like fighter, you know? There's not a lot of interior space inside here. But I also said in my last video I was going to show how to make simple defense platforms, so I actually want to see if I can do that. Like a station designer, if I can just do it here. Maybe I'll set something up in Napoleon's Fortune, because you know I don't have to pay for apply here since nobody owns it. So, I mean, it doesn't need to be massive, right? Now when I do these in Napoleon's Fortune, I like to have it high on the z-axis, right? And sitting above these, so all the traffic kind of goes below it, if that makes sense. Kind of like, here, let me see if I can show you. So it's kind of like above this plane. So as ships are coming along, they have unimpeded traffic, or anybody shootouts happen, they're going to happen down here, and my station will be shooting down on them if I have any problems. I probably don't want it that high though. And there's no reason to not make this like just ridiculously big, so. Maybe just a little bit too big, but we'll just move this up slightly, and there we go. Now we're above that plane, and then I own that plane basically. Fix up a little bit more. Oh, well, let me go that far down, huh? Can't even see it right now. Right. I guess it's trying to take into account if I try to expand into these, so that's fine. So, if I go ahead, I don't have to buy a license because nobody owns this area, so I could just hit continue, and then I own this little area here, and I could delete it if I wanted to, but I really wish I could set this for actually just doing, like, being able to see everything at one time, because this would make it a lot easier than having to only see what I have. Let's see. Yeah, you could do like snapping, and it's really cool. You can actually just throw everything in there and just hit the make my station for me, and it'll make all sorts of connections and stuff for you. But unfortunately, I cannot seem to do the factory part. So you know what? Before I start this, actually, what I'm going to do is save this, and then I'll go into, I think there's actually a station builder. And I'll show you a really, really easy, we'll go with Argon, really easy defensive platform that you could set up for Argon. And it should work really well. So we'll go to start menu, and hopefully in the start menu there is an actual station builder. I think there is. In here now. That's the new fighter. Speak. Okay, so let's see. I mean, surely there's a way for me. Let me just do like this. Station design simulator. There we go. Make it nice and simple. Keep it simple. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, so basically what we're gonna do here is try to figure out what the hell they got going on here. Alright. So this is a really, really easy build, although I don't like this being like that. So let me pull this up a little bit. Alright. And continue. Alright, now, yeah, I know how to do this. Thank you. Appreciate your help here. Alright, so imagine this is that area that I just put down. So the first thing you're going to want to slap down are your docks, right? So let's just pretend like you really just don't care, but I would recommend getting, it depends on if you're going to be drone heavy, and I'll explain that a little bit more here in a second, but let's just throw down, I mean, it really is not expensive, so I would throw down a bunch of these, right, personally. The reason being is that gives you more spaces to launch fighters, right? Now, if I was to do this with Terran, I would all day, every day go for the 4M10S, because that way you can launch 10 fighters at one time, 10 drone defense ships if you needed to, right? But let's just pretend like, you know, because it could be a pain in the ass kind of to work your way up to this. Also, I mean, you got, if you have stationed like M-class vessels, it really works out well, but just go with Argon so you can kind of get like a general idea. So we'll just kind of throw 3 of them like that. Maybe like an Argon 3 tier pure, but you don't need that. I mean, you could just straight up go with this. We'll just rotate that around. Slap that in there. Okay, so now we got like the basic framework for this station. Now the next thing we're going to want to do is turn around and go to defensive platforms. So we're going to be using a mix of, we're just going to go all Argon. Now you could throw an administrative center. If I was going to do it, I would probably throw the administrative center right here, right now, but you're kind of creating like a blind spot for yourself by doing that. So that's probably not the best thing to do, actually. Let's just kind of go with this. I'm just kind of trying to see. Yeah, like the bridge, I would prefer the Terran bridge on this one because it would make it a lot easier, but we'll just go with this for now. Let's get a nice little zoom in on this. And then what we're gonna do is rotate this bad boy. And then, no. Just drag that, and I might have to actually pull this out, so do like that, and you're gonna actually have to throw a connector in here. So we'll throw a cross beam connector in here. Not there. Why is this showing that it can be connected onto here, but it's not allowing that? Well, regardless, this will work. So now what we're going to do is just simply copy this module, damn it, not right in our freaking face. Good lord. Put another one, let's say up there. Copy module, throw one down here. Copy module, and you really don't even have to make it this crazy. And then some more defensive modules. Oh, come on now. There we go. You can pretty much probably see exactly where this is going, right? Freaking game. Alright, there we go. So, real basic. I mean, you could probably throw another cross member here and have a top platform, bottom one if you wanted to, right? But what you're going to do is you're going to want to have your L-class batteries be plasma batteries, and then have like beam or pulse lasers to knock ships out of travel mode. So if you're being attacked and they're coming in, you know, something they can nail and kind of keep them whittled down and their shield's not regenerating. Meanwhile, the slow firing plasma rounds are just going to bombard the living daylights out of them. And these, no matter how you come at this platform, with the exception of this direction, so you could, I mean, that creates a little bit of a spot for people to hide if they're coming in on you. So, I mean, I guess if you really wanted to, like, really streamline this, what you would do is just remove all that, right? And now you've got a pretty solid foundation for a defensive platform. So you could just turn around, copy module. I mean, it doesn't have to be really crazy, right? Actually, the cheaper you keep it, the better. So, module. I'm more used to the Terran ones. I always use like a Terran setup, kind of like this. You can kind of go like this, and no matter where they come from, doesn't matter if they come from down top, from the side, no matter what, they're going to get just hammered. And yeah, there you go. I mean, you got a basic setup. Now, defensive modules, of course, aren't going to be cheap, right? But this isn't going to be, let's see if they give an, yeah, they don't give an estimate on these. But if you're using, say, a high preset, well, let's see if it does there. No. See what they consider to be a high preset. Yeah, here's a perfect example. Don't go by what the game's going to do. As a matter of fact, it'll screw up and not even populate some of these slots. So in this kind of situation, you're just going to want to go plasma. Make sure that you've got all 4 plasma sides done. Plasma, all 4. Plasma, all 4. And it looks like they don't even have the shield generators on there. That's great. You're going to want to go for Terran, I would, personally. So, I believe that's got the best shields, if I'm not mistaken, but, you know, could be wrong on that. But, yeah, I mean, guaranteed this thing is just going to epically annihilate. You could also throw, like, flak cannons on here, I guess, if you want, but you're going to... See, the problem with flak cannons is you might hit people that are coming in that are not fighting you by the explosions. You see what I'm saying? So it's probably not the wisest thing to be doing. But yeah, I mean, this thing is pretty epically deadly when you get it all fleshed out, right? And then let's say for the medium ones, I'm probably just gonna say like plasma or beam, you know, or pulse maybe. Probably beam because it's not gonna miss, right? Just hits. You're not really worried about doing too much damage with these beams, right? So if it were me, I would just beam it up. You could go, I guess, with whatever is like a beam type weapon, something that's gonna auto connect with the enemy as they come in. So I mean, you do have a whatever version, but you could, this is really easy. You could farm this up relatively easy, except for the Terran shield generator. I guess I probably shouldn't be throwing that on there. Not let alone a Mark III. It's going to cost you a lot. I mean, a lot, like seriously, no joke, a lot of money to have Mark III shields on this thing, not to mention the Terran shield generators here. But if you follow my guide on a Copytronic substrate factory that I'll be doing pretty soon, already kind of mentioned it in another video, but you'll easily have your own materials for at least the Copytronic substrate part of it. But yeah, other than that, I mean, that's now imagine this being mirrored all around the station and on these bridge platforms, and you get an idea of just how utterly idiotic the amount of firepower coming off of a real simple defensive platform. So you can imagine like building a bunch of satellites like this, small, so save the presets. So I could actually, that's what I think I'll just do real fast is I'll save this as ARG Ter shield, and then I don't know what that means, and I'll put beams. Beam. Actually, let me do plasma beam. And then I know with this makeup, I could just look at this and go, okay, it's an Argon turret-based station with Terran shields and plasma heavy batteries giving way to beams. So I'll save that as new, and let's go ahead and fix up the rest of these. Put out changes, and then we can just go to each one of these. Yeah, E0 is already kind of messing around. Same kind of situation here. I was testing bolters and flak turrets. I mean, they're good at spewing lots of ammunition out, but it's just, it's just not as good as this. Having a save preset also, you won't have to worry about that. The game, you dealt like high preset and it just doesn't populate certain turret points. So confirm changes to this one. Okay, this is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to have to do this manually for the bridge connector. So plasma. So actually this one's a little bit weaker on that aspect. These disk platforms are just ridiculously overpowered in my opinion. But I mean, the amount of plasma fire that'd be coming off this thing is going to be, yeah, it's just going to eat anything alive that comes near it. So good shield. Let's see how it's returned. We put Terrans on all of them, right? And we will save this one as. Save as new, confirm loadout changes, and on to number 3. And we'll just select the one for loadout changes. And once you get this done in like the State of Station Builder, you can just, real quickly, well, I don't know how, and nothing's real quick when it comes to, but yeah, just, okay, or 4. Sure, okay, I'm on 5. It's really easy. You can just slap this thing down. If you're happy with it, you can just do that. And then you could also amend it. So if you have, let's say you're Talati or whatever, you can make the same sort of situation work. Like, work with what you got, right? They're all kind of somewhat similar, but in my opinion, the Aragon disc bridge are pretty badass. But you get to the Terrans and it's just like, are you kidding me? Like how many weapon emplacement spots there are? It's like, not to mention this one can be built vertically off of, so you don't have to use like a cross member structure like that. I mean, I could literally rip this off just to show you what I'm talking about. So let me rip this module off for a second. And if I off that. And let's say we remove that segment. If I were to throw a Terran in there, well, you can already see it's kind of, I guess it's a little bit bigger. Huh. Come on. It's away. And I'll throw the Terran in there so you can see what I'm talking about. So boom. This, bam. Boom. And now, you know, yeah, I mean, it's all just defensive platforms, right? But again, you would need this defense platform. And I mean, if you're going to go with that, then why are you not going to use the bridge platform? And I'll show you why. If you look at the, oh, these are Teladi. How the hell are those Teladi? I was grabbing the wrong friggin', they're the same. I mean, just trust me on it, basically the same exact thing. I didn't even realize that the Teladi use almost the exact same setup. Wow. Argon. So I was grabbing Teladi bridge defense platforms. And it just looks like it's turned on its side. Alright, well anyways. If you look at the Terran bridge, where's the Terran bridge up here? You have to actually get the snap, and okay, there it's populated. And this one, 8. So, well, you got the same 4 L class as you would on these, so I guess that's not really too big a difference. So just go ahead and remove that. Let's go ahead and make this all really Argon, not just... I'm going to keep the Terran disc there for me in my game. You know what actually would work better than all this? If you could afford it. I'll show you a really nice kind of setup if you could do this. The more I think on this. Alright, so let's bring these. No. No. Well, okay. How about, yeah, no. Pull that away. And if you were to go to dock module and choose this guy, and this could deploy a lot of fighters really, really quick. But, that looks good. Kind of not left myself a lot of space here, so. You know, I'm just gonna set it up how I would mine, but you'll get the same. You get the feel for it, so let me just go ahead and remove all this garbage, because I don't need this now. I'll be doing the exact same thing anyways, in my game. When I start to build defensive platforms, I'll have stuff that, it means I will have had a lot of money, and I'm also sure you're going to be shooting for Terran stuff right away, so... What we could do now is go to the defense part and then just go over Terran. So that, something like this. And I mean, wow, you could really just go super cray mode with this. So it's pretty well defended now. Throw a wagon wheel. Well, you don't even need to do that. I mean, I'm starting to get a little bit out of control here on this, but I mean, yeah, you don't need to do that. So let's go ahead and get rid of this. Try to keep it as minimalistic as we can. take this module, copy. Alright. Nope. Wanted to put that. Right there. And that would be pretty good. You know, if you really wanted to, you could do something like this too. Just as an added like finger. Boom. I mean, this is way overkill now at this point, in my opinion. I mean, you know, it's gonna come close to that, and you just, you know, outfit it with plasma beams. And if you look at these disc platforms, I think these are pretty out of control as well. Like there's, yeah, you got the 8 M-class emplacements. The only thing I could think of that would make this a little crazier is to do a right angle bridge platform crossing this way. So you would have a lot of plasma guns firing on, so you have like a different angle. So something kind of like, so you would copy this module, did it, so, and just, I'll get it to want to snap onto this frickin' structure. Yep. And now you got it like facing onwards, so. Take this module. Yeah, there you go. Here's your super, like, ridiculous tower. Now this thing would be able to deploy drones really fast, recovering real quick with 10 small fighter slots. Well, relatively quickly. But you could even take that out if you wanted to make it real basic. Like I said, you just throw an Argon, like a small Argon wharf here, flank it by 2 Argon platforms, 1 Argon flat disc platform out front, and then have bridges inverted the way I inverted those bridges, like this. And have them aimed up and down. And you really only need them to come out one direction. Is this really, really overkill? Like this whole section here could really go. It doesn't need to be there. Because if they come at it even from this way, they're going to get hammered pretty good by your defenses. I mean, that's way overkill. You don't need all this. Let's get rid of those. If I'm being honest, you probably don't even need this. Try to keep the cost down a little here. To me, that's fun. I mean, could throw this defense platform right here, maybe. Optionally, just one. Nothing else. Just going to take a look at this. No, you don't even need that. It would work, but if you wanted, you could do this as like a basic, and then, you know, maybe extend onto that and put like disc on the outside, and then mirror this sequence right here on the backside, and you'd have a fully, you know, remove the, or move this section up, maybe throw a Terran Administrative Center down for command and control. And then, yeah, you got, you know, plop down defensive platform. What snap points are on this guy? I really kind of looked at that. Oh, he's only got one directional snaps. Sucks. Yeah, that would not be ideal. This Terran Administrative Center kind of blows. Being honest. And let's see, what if I cancel this out? Let's just go back to the basics. Let's try to do this fast. Cheap and effective. And yeah, just keep it simple. Let's go with go with Argon shields on this to just make it easy. Oh, wouldn't be as tanky. Change the rest of this too. Shield count. Okay. So jacked up the way they do this. here's where I'll be going quiet. I'm gonna design this a little bit, but you guys can watch, and I'm gonna definitely go into the Terrence storyline. So if you want to watch along, but from here I'm muting my mic.
Jump gate, Saul. Entering system. Sol.
Oh, looks like I'm not the only new recruit after all. My old wingmate got called in for some special assignment down in Pioneer's territory. I guess it won't be forever. I hope you don't mind me following you around. Orders are orders.
Militia, squadrons, and foreign auxiliaries. Those of you who were not lucky enough to be born on Terran soil, let me hereby welcome you formally into the ranks of the first and last defenders of the Gate Network. And to those who are Sol-born, or even Earthborn, to resist the temptation of heroism and to put the defense of our sanctuary first is a sign of providence and true courage. By coming here, you have already made Earth proud. Captain, the ball is in your court.
Much obliged. This is Captain Nowak Lee of the Military Supply Transport Silverback. Another welcome from me and my crew, and glad to see the militia is keeping its promises. All squadrons, prepare for liftoff.
Okinawa.
This is your captain speaking. We're commencing our approach towards the Sol. Please keep an eye out for resistance. Xenon on fast approach. Engage while we prepare countermeasures.
And entering.
Oh, I was waiting for this. Yeah, time for a real fight.
Scanning.
Captain speaking. On behalf of Crew Silverback, I would like to thank you for your continued support during these turbulent episodes. We should be able to manage the last leg of our route without further interruptions.
Piece of cake. Let's see what mission command has in store for us next, huh?
Baldrake. Defense platform.
Whoa, now would you look at that station? Oh, we're really planting our flag, aren't we? Wonder what the rest of the network has to say about that. Anyway, following protocol, I'm guessing that the next logical step is... Ugh, mines! Of course. Can't have a military outpost without a minefield, eh? I just hope they give us the ones with proper friend foe detection. I see they're still ejecting the same old multi-purpose lockboxes in the hope that someone will pick them up eventually. It's a miracle they didn't drift away. Hijacked by Newton's vengeful spirit. See if you can spot them with your long-range scan.
Thanks for your help.
God, armored! That's smart.
Docking aborted. Lockbox.
Requesting permission to dock.
Docking permission granted.
Empty space.
Seems a bit dangerous placing them so close to the outpost. Who are we to judge? Let's see how our fellow defenders have handled their part of the assignment. Oh boy. Anyway, that's our task list almost done. Just one standard patrol left. Those are easy. You just circle around the station for a few minutes and tell them that everything's clear.
Encrypted connection established.
What's up, Nellie?
What is up indeed, Cadet? There appears to be a nav beacon suspiciously close to our outpost. A nav beacon with no apparent owner and purpose. Investigate, but keep quiet about it.
Nav beacon.
Who on earth is Yak? Never heard of that guy. Strange. I could have sworn there was some sort of signal at first.
I'm afraid we will have to postpone your secret mission. Our scanners have picked up an approaching Xenon vessel. Saddle up and join the defenses.
T.
You out.
Wait, that's a scout. We have to take it out before... And it's gone.
All squadrons, prepare to launch. We have an incoming Xenon strike force. Engage when ready. Mission command signing off.
By the sun! What could be more important than this?
P. N. N.
You're making a big mistake.
Guys? I'm trying to dampen your enthusiasm here, but there seems to be a commotion.
This is outrageous! The public will not stand for this.
Stand down, citizen. This sector is vital to the defense of Sol and the entire Gate Network. Given time, the Antigone Republic will certainly see the benefits of our protection.
Nonsense! This is a military occupation of neutral grounds. Damage my ship, hurt my crew, and everyone will see you as the oppressors you really are.
Chick Show, that bumbling buffoon is about to waltz right into our minefield. Any squads in the vicinity?
Yes, ma'am.
That's a relief. Quickly, slow down that ship without injuring its crew. We cannot have another diplomatic meltdown this soon. And get me the Chief Secretary on the line pronto.
You heard the commander. I'll follow your lead. This isn't gonna be pretty.
Thanks for your help.
Oh, good call. But stay out of that turret's line of sight.
I know it! Terran scum!
Job well done, squad. Let me be absolutely clear in case that trespasser's speech got to you. You are not troublemakers. You are problem solvers. Our neighbors might not see it that way, but the network depends on people like you. People like us, who won't hesitate to do what's necessary. Now I need you two on standby while I sort out this diplomatic mess.
Oh, a situation like that can even crack a nut as tough as Mission Command. At least it seems like we did well in her eyes this time. And we even got a tidy sum for our troubles. Yeah, this might be a good opportunity to buy a few upgrades for our ships. I've taken the liberty of marking the nearest station for you. If you think you're already set, just let me know. All set? Then let's pay the outpost another visit and see what Mission Command has in store for us.
Well then, recruits. As a reward for your commitment, let me paint you a bigger picture. High Command may not like it, but if we continue to face the Xenon head-on, scouring the network with imposing fleets, heroically putting out fires wherever they flare up, we are bound to lose this war. Do not misunderstand. The Intervention Corps is indispensable, both as long arm of the Protectorate and winged savior alike. However, this eternal meat grinder of clashing fleets cannot be a permanent solution. To truly beat the Xenon in a war of attrition, it is paramount that we instead thwart their infrastructure wherever possible. Those parasites are lurking at the edges of our sectors, avoiding our defenses and ciphering off our resources. I am putting you on scouting duty. Report any sightings of Xenon infrastructure units directly to me.
Yeah, she does have a very good point. Which gives me an idea. See, the Xenon might appear as an unstoppable and unknowable force at first glance, but the way they wage war isn't so different from us. Like us, they rely on their scouts to gauge their enemy's strength and send an appropriate force to deal with them. But, unlike us, they're simple-minded machines. It's all action-reaction. So, if we attack a scout somewhere in no man's space,
We can divert their forces, potentially leaving their infrastructure units unprotected. Apologies. I just happen to be still listening in. You may go ahead with your plan, but be warned. The Xenon are not just simple machines. They're erratic, unpredictable, deadly. Stay alert at all times.
yes, ma'am. I picked out a nice spot for our operation. Not too far from the outpost, but still close enough to the Xenon-infested outskirts of the sector. The satellite might serve as bait and help us spot incoming scouts at a distance. You've already seen how fast these things are. As soon as one appears, try to shoot it out of travel drive.
T.
There! Ah, bastard! I really hope it's still reported us as a threat. Oh, here they come. Not a second too soon. Let's hurry past them before their stupid machine brains have time to react. Oh, these fools don't even realize they're pointing us right at our target.
Empty space. P. M. S.
Like sitting ducks. Right under their bellies. That way their turrets can't hit you. And don't defend it. Ah, perfect. Now, let's return to the outpost and... Wait! Is that another one of those nav beacons? Nelly! Analysis!
Unknown signal source triangulated.
It's that same signal as before. You're not getting away this time.
Empty space. Nav beacon. M. Nav beacon. M.
Another one! Do something! We're about to bust this mystery wide open.
Entering system. Savage Spur.
More beacons! And they form a trail! Onward! I'm right behind you. I'm right behind you. Right behind you.
Kurao Kami.
Right behind you.
Obelisk! Obelisk! What are you doing? By Mukai's stinking breath, leave them in peace!
Never! This is where their meddling ends. This is where it all ends. I've watched you and your puppets cower in fear long enough.
No! Stop right this instant! You know what it's already done to you!
Curse you, Kendai. Your chains will not shackle me any longer.
Enemy movement. All squads, return to base immediately. The entire sector is descending on us.
Entering system. Getsufune.
Recruit, where on earth have you been? And where is your squad mate?
M. K. M.
Do what you must. Use the station as cover. Draw draw them into our turret's line of fire. No matter what comes at us, we will not budge.
Entering system. Sol. Terran defense platform. Odachi.
Pilot? Always good to see a new recruit. I am in charge of coordinating the Terran Protectorate's response to the Xenon threat. My priorities are twofold: to keep the Sol system safe from all harm, and to direct the Intervention Corps towards the enemy holed up in the furthest reaches of the universe. The military would not have approached you if you weren't a true ally of the Protectorate. Xenon forces are vast, so we are always in need of manpower. Since it is our mission to seek out all Xenon strongholds, our military campaigns regularly push into hostile territory far away from any possible support. Because of this, we can only recruit the most capable pilots. You will have to submit to a test. Your race and former affiliations do not matter, as long as you swear allegiance to our cause. You will be granted the choice of many tasks, from combat deployments to construction work. What is available will depend on the current situation in the area. You will be paid as you complete your allotted tasks, and we may see fit to reward you further at the conclusion. I see you want to know exactly what it is that you are signing up for. The Xenon were originally mere terraforming tools, intended to further our reach into the universe. However, their artificial general intelligence eventually caused them to grow out of control. Now, their hostile presence permeates the universe, and they have long been the most destructive, lethal menace of all, threatening to snuff out all life. Unfortunately, the community of planets has proven, again and again, that they are incapable of keeping the Xenon in check themselves. So it is left up to us to eradicate the Xenon. To effectively achieve that, we cannot restrict ourselves to their notions of borders and sovereignty. This threat is bigger than petty politics. Besides, if they were more competent, we would not have to do their job for them. Are we done here? Excellent. You will now find tasks related to our ongoing campaign against the Xenon in your mission interface.
Hello. Can I help? Here you go. Good luck out there.
Odachi.
Sir?
current security to Talati vessel, you are approaching Terran restricted space. Please divert your course.
This is Talati Trader Lucrative Investments to Terran Patrol. We are looking for mutual opportunities to make profits.
We are not interested. We insist that you divert your course.
But we can surely achieve mutual benefit from...
Negative. We demand that you change course immediately.
Maybe we can persuade you with valuable information about...
We order you to change your course immediately, or we will be obliged to take measures to protect the safety and security of this system.
Okay. Changing course. The unrealized profits from this unfortunate loss of opportunity are split equally between each of us.
Unknown object. Entering Mars. Orbital supply base. Docking granted. Odachi.
Recruit! It's good to see you're still in one piece. Apologies for the harsh welcome earlier. Communications cut off as soon as you engage those Xenon infrastructure units. And I cannot stand having no vision on my subordinates. There's no need for a detailed report, Recruit. My staff have already extracted your ship logs the moment you arrived. It is beyond dispute that what you have witnessed is of the utmost concern to the Protectorate. But that is only half of the reason why I called you here personally. You have displayed unquestionable obedience and clarity of mind in the most stressful of situations, and distinguished yourself as a defender of Sol in even the darkest hours of our operation. I hereby raise you to the rank of Special Operative, and no, refusal is not an option. But I might deign to answer some of your questions, if you have any. No classified subjects, though. My analysts are not entirely sure about the exact order of events. For that, we would have to interrogate Shinneman himself, and he remains MIA. Judging by your report, it seems he may have been abducted. But I have a suspicion that there's more to it than that. I really should have read the signs beforehand. After all, predicting the movements of ally and enemy alike is core to my job here. For some reason, Shinneman must have tried desperately to make a name for himself, to be inquisitive and proactive in every situation. He also seems to have eerie intuition regarding the Xenon. I can only guess that something in his childhood, surrounded by stories about the glorious Terran war against the machine Scourge, must have sparked his imagination. Try to understand. That which cannot be understood might have been his downfall. A cutting-edge operation to strengthen societal cohesion. Or, if you believe intervention, just another failed experiment. When I originally pitched the idea, I was mostly concerned with creating a common cause for the disenfranchised of Sol. Though drawing in foreign attention seekers turned out to be a welcome side effect. After all, why would you care? Stand up and fight for our beautiful system if you felt like a second-class citizen, or worse, an alien. I suppose there are a few parallels to the Pioneers Initiative. Another campaign that defied expectations in its own way. Call it a hunch, but I'm sure you'll be able to see that for yourself very soon. That was an unfortunate confrontation, to say the least. We came close to a debacle, but I was ultimately able to smooth things over with the Secretary of the Antigone Republic. When interacting with the rest of the Gate Network, we will always attempt to show ourselves from our best angle. But make no mistake, Earth will not allow herself to be abused or threatened ever again. I suppose I do owe you an explanation. Yes, I suspected that the glorious Intervention Corps would have their eye on us from the start. And I did recognize the captain of that transport ship immediately. I do understand his perspective. A ragtag bunch of barely citizens, would-be heroes and foreigners defending Sol. That sounds like a recipe for failure. Still, I did not expect Commander Lee to degrade himself and poke around right under our noses, only to spit on our efforts when he saw us stumble. My department may not have much power in the grand scheme of things, but this will have consequences, believe me. For now, you leave through that door, and you recover. Once you feel ready, come and talk to me again. I'm sure there will be ample opportunity to apply your very particular set of skills. Welcome back, Operative. Ever since you handed in your report, my people have been working tirelessly to find a connection between a number of intriguing events that have occurred in Sol over the course of the last few weeks. The first incidents were barely out of the ordinary. High-tech traders missing cargo, manipulated delivery schedules, the occasional kidnapping and ransoming. Then things began to ramp up. Top-secret deliveries being raided, fake distress signals targeting our military trainees, sabotage on a grand scale. And lately, more and more of these incidents involve the Xenon in some fashion. We can no longer ignore the possibility of a major new threat to the Terran Protectorate. Based on recent evidence, my people are fairly sure that our opponents are the infamous Yaki. In a nutshell, they're pirates. Our data suggested that they originated as members of the Argon Federation, another splinter group they couldn't keep under control. The Yaki have always dabbled in dangerous technology, and they seem to have only doubled down on that alarming compulsion since we last had the pleasure of making contact. One of their criminal spin-off enterprises, the infamous Beryl, was responsible for an AGI drone attack on Earth in recent history. Expect their ships to be heavily armed and highly maneuverable. Based on recent evidence, they expect their ships to be heavily armed and yes, indeed. I recognize you might have personal reasons for your interest, so it seems only prudent to offer you this assignment first. The objective is simple. Find out where these pirates are hiding, what their goals are, and whether they can be defeated. Unfortunately, You will only be able to call upon limited support during your mission. As an undercover operative, it is paramount that no direct connection can be drawn between you and the Terran Secret Service. Once you leave Protectorate space, you're on your own. I can provide some guidance to help you get started, but ultimately, you will be the one making decisions under pressure. 2 of our cadets recently encountered an especially malicious distress signal trap that was presumably set by these Yaki. They seem to be targeting specific Terran ships for some reason, and since they're keen on eliminating anyone who follows their trail, that reason remains a mystery to us. If we catch them in the act, that will tell us more about their objectives. An advanced satellite should be able to pick up on all distress signals in the sector. My team will evaluate the data and point you towards potential discrepancies. With your record, you will do just fine, Operative. I'll leave you to prepare.
Odachi.
Requesting permission to dock.
Docking permission granted.
Accelerator, asteroid belt. Sin.
Anywhere within this sector will be fine, Operative. Let's see here. 2 medical emergencies and a harmless collision in the docking queue. Nothing out of the ordinary. Patrols are already moving in to assist. Carry on with your task.
Accelerator, Jupiter. Entering Jupiter.
Beautiful, isn't it? Solid treatment. I hope we can keep it that way. And here we are. You just have to know what to watch out for. A civilian transport logged an unidentified vessel, creeping about at the edges of the sector, refusing to answer when being asked for directions. There's no mention of a patrol encounter, so that ship might still be out there. Judging by the log trajectory, we may be able to make a strike in the next sector. That's a lead. Let's move.
Autopilot engaged.
Interesting. We're getting dangerously close to Sagaris Pioneers' territory. They're spread thin and rely on Terran trade. That makes them especially vulnerable to these pirate raids. If I were a shadowy nemesis that wanted to strike the Protectorate where it's weakest, Pioneers' space is where I'd begin.
Entering Saturn 1.
No hits. That's somewhat unexpected. No, there's something here. A faint signal my team can't quite pinpoint. I believe a more in-depth search is in order. That produced a result at least. If you keep this up, you'll be able to narrow down the signal's origin. Move towards the new search area and try again. It's getting clearer. Great. Keep it up.
Empty space.
We've almost got it.
Empty space.
There we go. I'll assign a local patrol to assist you right away. These pirates won't ambush us this time.
Ukri.
Your escort is ready and eager for a fight.
M.
Dispatch them, operative. I'd love to take the time to commend you for your bravery, operative, but I'm afraid you'll have to continue on your quest right away. A local trader just sent out a distress signal, and the pattern matches that of an earlier pirate attack. We're close to apprehending these intruders.
Autopilot engaged. Autopilot disengaged. Autopilot disengaged. Autopilot engaged. Orbital supply base. Autopilot disengaged. Docking granted. Odachi.
Hello. Your continued service to the Terran people has not escaped our notice, and we want to award you a new rank. Since your deeds have proven you to be worthy of our trust, your new status will allow you greater access to the Terran Protectorate. Of course, this rank comes with benefits beyond that as well. Should you prove to be unworthy of the trust placed in you, these privileges will be revoked. Although, should it come to that, a revoked license would be the least of your worries. I am confident that you will find these rewards to be adequate compensation for your effort. You can also expect certain Terran organizations to approach you for your help in the future. Once again, the Terran people thank you for your service. We look forward to your continued assistance. Good luck out there. Good luck out there.
Can I help? Here you go. Good luck out there.
Good luck out there.
Odachi.
Requesting permission to dock. Docking permission granted.
Autopilot engaged. Entering Uranus. Disengage. Baldric. Hokkaido. Baldric. Empty space.
Seems you've arrived just in time. The reports are piling up in Pioneer's territory, as we feared.
Okinawa.
How odd. The trader reports that she was ordered to drop her cargo, but that nothing of value ended up being stolen. Only a small amount of foodstuffs. However, there's no time to dwell on that right now. This is as far as I can safely communicate with you, Operative. From here on out, you're on your own.
Aha! Now that the venerable Terran individual has terminated communications, I can finally share my insights with my valued assistant. I do so fancy a scientific investigation.
Entering Neptune.
I spot a Pioneer mining fleet in the distance. Maybe we can ask them for directions.
Bolo. Mineral.
By the Queen! Those Pioneer fellows seem to be in trouble.
Treads there. One step closer, and your space flies out.
No. This can't be happening. Fleet, defend yourself. Don't let that Yaki take away our hard-earned credits.
Captain? Are you sure?
Of course I am. We're pioneers, and we won't be done in by a pirate.
Slaughter for them. Metal coffin.
Scanning.
found the courage to stand up against that vile fiend.
But, Captain Atreides...
Reuven, please. Give our guest a moment to breathe. Maybe collecting the cargo that was scattered during this most heinous attack will help lift our spirits, yes? Please, friend, give us a hand if you will.
Thank you.
Splendid. Please, friend, do accompany us on our journey. It's just a short hop. Upon our arrival, I will arrange for you to be generously accommodated.
Follow mineral.
Say, friend, what leads you to this most remote of places? Perhaps you've heard of the famous Pioneers Initiative and couldn't help but want to see this most honorable endeavor for yourself. I can proudly say that us pioneers have dutifully expanded the reaches of Sol ever since our inception, and our glorious tale grows grander by the day.
I must say that this operation is rather fascinating.
A boron? How intriguing. You couldn't possibly be here because of the planetary beautification program?
Oh, indeed. I have a plethora of vivid ideas that I would very much like to... I mean, that information is classified. Friend?
Right. Too many ears. Well, I'm sure we'll have ample opportunity for a chat once we arrive at our destination, my dear friends.
Captain, we're approaching our base of operations.
Capital. Well then, my friend, you go and take the cargo you helped us collect to the customs officer over yonder. Don't worry, she'll catch on eventually, and you'll get your share.
Medical supply factory. Docking granted.
Requesting permission to dock. Docking permission granted.
Odachi.
This entire situation appears to be rather opaque. I do hope that this customs officer will be able to shed some light on what we just witnessed.
Yes? How can I help you? Ah, yes. I've been expecting another delivery. One shipment of Terran tech unloaded and ready for sampling. Few of these crates are damaged. That's a bit troubling. You wouldn't know anything about that, now would you? True, but you can't keep going overboard. I know how much this operation means to all of you, but if Protectorate citizens keep getting hurt, that'll put us all in danger. Here, take this as a token of thanks, and maybe tell Atreides not to overdo it. Thank you. Finally, someone who's reasonable.
I am afraid I was not quite able to follow. We may have to investigate further. The denizens of the local recreation establishment will surely be able to elaborate. Trust me, assistant, for I have done my research on proper detective work.
Hello, can I help? Goodbye. Hello. Goodbye.
Stars light upon you. My people are spread far, and I consider it my holy duty to travel the Gate Network and give spiritual guidance to those in need. One day, these pioneers will perceive that their work is guided by the sacred geometry of the cosmos that shaped us all. However, I have realized, with great regret, that not even my Paranid brethren among the scientific elite can spare the time for my counsel. Truly a tragic display of hubris. I had no choice but to withdraw to this humble place so that I may meditate and resume my service among the lowest of the low. These people desperately need someone to teach them serenity and contentment. This area of the Gate Network houses so many disparate peoples, so much potential for strife. And even on this station, there is scarcely a moment of peace. Not so long ago, I observed a pilot with a terribly asymmetrical face storm through these serene halls, assailing innocent bystanders. It would truly be a shame if this budding community were to wither in senseless conflict. Good day to you.
Hello there, pilot. End up here. I was with the pioneers from the very start. Well, almost. Mining rights were difficult to come by back in those days. And if you're just some odd jobber on the edges of Sol, the well-oiled machine of the Terran Protectorate economy treats you like space dust. No offense, by the way. Don't know if you're affiliated, but you did meet up with us coming from that direction. Does she now? Gah, the gall of the woman. She's the one who got us into that situation in the first place. Oh, I'll tell her a story, all right, when I next meet her. Nothing in particular. You know, the usual dangers of long-distance hauling. Mining. Don't concern yourself with that. Right now, all is well, and you're our honored guest. Enjoy your stay.
Hello there. Oh, I'm just working for the captain over there. It's a well-paying job, all things considered. Especially with all the pirate attacks recently. Yeah, about that. You do realize that we're professionals, right? That we've probably dealt with pirates in the past? That situation could have gone a lot worse. But it also could have gone a whole lot better if we'd made even the slightest effort to de-escalate. Look, I'm glad you came to help us out, but next time, try to read the situation first. Should probably tell that to the captain, too.
Greetings, fellow pioneer. I am on a trade mission for the local branch of the Teladi Company. If things go well, I may soon call myself CEO of the Ugaras Foundation, purveyor of progress and business partner of the Cigaris Pioneers. Independence is truly one of the greatest catalysts for profit. Everyone here is so secretive. It feels as if I am constantly walking on eggshells. That customs officer is the worst of the entire clutch. If you miss one small bit of the customs code and answer in the wrong fashion, you suddenly find yourself left outside and a deal short. Have you heard that certain sensory impressions can trigger memories? For me, personally, it is the sight of my credit balance increasing. A pleasure doing business with you. I can already feel it all coming rushing back to me. Now, I do vividly remember seeing a man, most likely an Argon, leaving the customs office in a hurry. As a Teladi, I cannot really comment on such things, but one of his kind may indeed have described him as unseemly. His face bore strange markings, possibly from a war injury or a cheap surgery. That said, I was supposed to discuss a trade agreement today, and my appointment keeps getting postponed. I have waited quite long enough. Farewell, generous patron.
Hello there.
Stars light upon you. Good day to you.
Hello there, pilot. And she told you that? You two must be getting rather close already. Look, I'm not saying she's wrong. I know I jumped the gun. Might have endangered the entire operation.
I'm sorry I misjudged you. I simply saw a ship I didn't know arriving at that crucial moment, and tried my best to keep up appearances.
But I know that doesn't change anything. I should maybe just stay away from Shani for a while. A very long while. Enjoy your stay.
That should do it. I believe we have enough clues to find our Yaki connection.
Hello there, pilot. No, I'm innocent, I swear. That customs officer has been in cahoots with those pirates this entire time. I wouldn't be surprised if she was a Yaki herself.
You disgust me, Atreides. We made a promise.
I'm only telling the truth, Reuven. I keep telling you that we can't stand up to the Protectorate. Please don't tell your superiors. Apprehend that customs officer, and this entire mess will be cleaned up, I promise. Damn it. Reuven, wait.
Great miscommunication, as our new parent and friend might say. Onward! I have marked the customs office for you. Oh no! The tadpole has jumped the pond. Hurry up, assistant. Our investigation demands the utmost haste.
Odachi. Medical supply factory. Rapier.
That asteroid does look peculiarly inhabited or abandoned. It might just be the poor quality of your camera's resolution. but I do advise caution. And there is the customs officer again. Do not spook her. We still have to find the clue.
You, stop right there.
Judging by previous reactions to your rather forceful negotiation tactics, a certain amount of pressure will likely cause her to yield.
What do you want? Are you threatening me? I have no further business with you. Thank you for letting me know. Maybe it's for the best. Towards the end, he was a danger to himself and everyone around him. We might have been, once. It's true, by the way. He came to me quite recently. Went on and on about this new piece of cyberware he'd built out of Terran high-tech. He was so proud. And of course, he wanted me to have it. Thought that it would make me reconsider my decision and maybe go back with him. He was already so far gone. I couldn't bring myself to say no, and so I took it. Kept it with me even though I knew I'd never return there. Here, I'll make you an offer. You seem more sensible than I expected, and I have a feeling that you wouldn't stop searching just because I told you to get lost. You go ahead and take this. See where it leads you. All I ask of you is to keep an open mind and don't judge a book by its cover. There are going to be a few ugly ones where you're headed. Good luck.
An item! How curious!
Container.
This appears to be a rather advanced piece of cybernetics. Its creator seems to have poured his very soul into the intricate metalwork. And if my eyes do not mislead me, yes, it appears to be linked to the scary and sinister asteroid in your vicinity. Assistant, I command you to investigate. This place watching me. I suggest we conclude our investigation in the most efficacious and hasty manner possible. I do not like the look of that. An abandoned Yaki ship. So this is what that awfully suspicious customs officer was hiding.
Odachi.
ensure that you would like to familiarize yourself with the controls of this intriguing vessel before we reach your time, may I propose that we first increase the abandonment of this horrible place by several levels of desolation? Such ingenuity! Assistant, you have outdone yourself. Now that we have completed that most uncomfortable episode, there appeared to be multiple options at your disposal, Assistant. From what I could gather, your other employer would undoubtedly appreciate your swift return. However, those overzealous Terrans will likely quarantine this marvelous piece of technology in their enthusiasm. Should you decide to meet them, it would be prudent to not waste resources on ship equipment beforehand. Alternatively, and if I may say so, preferably, you are always welcome to join me at your own headquarters. I do admit that I may not be the most ostentatious or generous of hosts, but I promise not to damage your newly acquired vessel during the examination. The quest for knowledge is the noblest of pursuits.
Entering system. Gaian prophecy. Autopilot engaged. Entering system. Sigeris. Entering system. Antigone Memorial. B. Autopilot disengaged. Argon Shipyard. Docking granted.
Thank you. I will do my best to justify your faith in me.
Morea. Short-range Argon Shipyard. Short-range transporter. A. B.
Thank you.
M. Cover activated.
So that is the arcane function of that peculiar apparatus. Those Xenon do not recognize you as an enemy.
B. Cover deactivated.